Good evening. We're live. My Dukes is currently trying to
log on.
Thank you all for joining us as always. So you want to talk to the people while I...
She's got this. She's going to be on in any second now. She knows what she's doing. Good evening.
Do you know what you're doing, my Dukes?
She knows what she's doing. She knows. All right, as we wait for Ma Dukes to sign on, we're just going to say hello.
Wait a little bit before we start saying hellos.
We can start saying hellos.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tim. I'll hold it.
You throw everything away.
All right, let's say some hellos to everybody before. Excuse me.
That was a mistake. Go back.
I'm just gonna wait for her.
All right.
All right. So, first in the chat this evening
I'm in. Let's go to my message.
is Lynn. Hello, Lynn. How you doing today? Next up, my man Justin is in the building. What's going on, brother? Gimbal. Let's get ready to gimbal. How you doing? Kelly. Let me tell you, I am super jealous because every time I see Kelly Instagram post, she's surrounded by glass.
Really?
In the thrift stores.
That's so nice. Fortunate.
It is. Try Flippers in the building.
Hello.
How are you all? Hope you guys are doing well this evening. We got Nikki T in the building. How are you? Rosie. How you doing, Rosie? Dana is here as well. April Davis. How you doing, April? My man, David M., the car boot picker, the nicest man on YouTube. How you doing tonight, David? We got the Kelly Hustle, Calvin in the building. My man, Calvin. Who else we got? Oh, look, Mom, I'm hustling. What's going on, Drew? How y'all doing all the way from Australia? Checking in. I've been meaning to holler at Drew about Depop because, I've been getting a little bit, more sales in Depop, but like I'm trying to, take it to the next level. I think I might need to start wearing the clothes, doing the modeling like they do on Depop.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, look, here she is. All right, you can hang up.
She's.
Hi,
Yeah, my Dukes.
Oh, there I am.
Can you see us?
Shit.
Can you hear us?
Mom, you're live right now.
Can she hear
I
or
wonder why I can't hear me. Oh, because you have the. I don't want that anymore.
Well,
I don't want
all three of them out. All three of them.
All
well,
three
the
of them?
mouse is.
I'm gonna leave the mouse just in case.
That's not the
Gonna
mouse.
matter the side hustling. What's going on?
All right.
So,
Any USB?
my Dukes,
Yeah.
you have an echo going on.
Can you hear me?
Yes. But do you have the YouTube on? Do you have to mute the YouTube?
What YouTube?
Okay, you're good now. There was an echo for a second.
Can you
You're
hear
good.
me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Oh, I'm in the HDMI. Hold up.
Okay.
You want the volume at 100?
No, it's too loud.
Well, you can't hear me.
Well, they're gonna be
Is
loud.
it Zoom?
Mom,
Okay.
we're live right now, my Dukes.
the headphones? Are they plugged in?
No,
Why are you so
the headphones.
why are you so dark?
Because I'm facing the other way. I'll turn around. Here,
No,
turn
just
that
get
around.
it. Yeah.
We'll turn it around and
Hey, you guys.
Okay. Is it
No, my Dukes wasn't tuning her guitar. Nah, my nephew takes guitar lessons right before we go live on Monday nights. So
Monday
that's
night.
what that was.
Yep.
All right, you good now?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
What's cracking?
Yep. What's cracking?
Yeah.
Nothing. You're supposed to say what's shaking. I'm supposed to say nothing but the fat under my arms. Anyway.
All right.
Okay.
So we have said our hellos already, but so before we get started with tonight's topic, I did want to take a second to make a brief statement. I know we're not really supposed to. People advise against, bringing politics into this realm, but I personally feel that no matter how small or large your platform is, that there comes a time when you have to make a statement and something needs to be said. And I know I speak for all three of us when I say that we are, standing with those people who are in the streets protesting and marching, as all three of us have protested and marched at one point or another in our lives, whether it had been for anti-war, lesbian and gay and transgender rights, for the separation of wealth gap, for corruption in government, and in this case for, racial inequality. And it's unfortunate that we have seen another, black male be killed by a police officer. And
Officers. There were
yes,
4.
officers. And we are sad. We are upset. We are angry. And we stand with those people protesting and the demanding of justice for George Floyd. And not just that, but we demand that this, system, there needs to be systematic changes that uproot the evil and hate that comes from all the way to the top, to the White House, to our state officials, to our county officials, to the police departments, to the citizens in our neighborhoods, in our towns, in our cities. And, I just wanted to get that out there, that's where we stand and where we are. And we want people to know that that's how we feel. And it is important to us to get this statement out in the public, whether it be advised against or not, but that's how we feel. So, all right. That being said, why are you giving me that look for?
What look?
That look. What's that look for?
What look?
I don't know. That one of those looks. Josie has like 15 looks
I
that
have
she
a lot
gives
of
me.
looks I give people. Can't help it.
Yeah. So I actually did, before we get started, I got a package. So I have a new hat a new hat haul that is coming. Cernock, what's going on, brother? Just in time. It's like he heard hat and he just jumped on. So I got how many hats is it? It's 51 and 20. 51 and 25. I have 76 hats coming. Some of them have already arrived. So, but this is a t-shirt I bought for myself.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's gonna fit though.
It'll fit.
It'll fit, right?
And it'll fit me too.
Made in the USA, single stitch.
Wow. Washington, D.C., USA.
Oh, where'd you get that?
I ordered it. I got it on Etsy.
I love the colors.
Yeah, right?
Cute.
Super vintage. Made in the USA, single stitch. I had to get a shirt because I've worn this on. I realized that I'm live so much that I see myself wearing the same shirts
over and over and over.
So I'm like, you know what? I gotta go ahead and get some new shirts to rock. So
nobody's gonna see me from the waist down either.
I'm a big believer in treating yourself. I love.
Oh, I know Josie does.
Treat yourself.
That's what Cernock said. It's okay.
It is okay. I love. Was it what show was it? Was it Community? What show was it? When they're like the tagline is like treat yourself.
I don't know.
You don't know? Is it Parks and Rec?
That's cool.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
We say hello to the kids too.
Oh, tri-flippers.
Nice.
Update the threads, Cernock says. Cernock, I'm trying to buy something from your posh so I can get a.
What can you get?
I can get ambassador.
Ambassador status?
Yeah, so in order to get Posh Ambassador, the last thing I need to do is make a purchase so I can leave a love note.
What?
What's going on, Harry? How you doing, brother? So yeah, so I mean, by the way, sir, now thanks for stopping by last night and giving us a hat breakdown. What? I missed that?
Dang.
Nah, for real. What's going on, Ronnie? Ronnie's in the building. So yeah, we just for those of you that are arriving, we just we finished up our political statement, and now we're going to jump into this
social
evening
statement, not a political statement, a social statement.
social statement. Okay, so now we're going to jump into tonight's agenda. But wait, Georgina, how you doing? But wait, wait, what did I miss after I went to sleep last night?
You went to bed.
I know I went to bed, but wait,
9 hours.
did Sir not come in and do some hats last night on Tommy and Tracy's show? That's what I was trying to figure out. But yeah, so I got 76 hats that I'm getting ready to I'm gonna do a live whenever the next batch comes in. So I need to holler at Cernock. We're gonna do another hat unboxing this week. Krillin did a Cernock rant. Oh man. Hey Ma, I haven't shown my Dukes yet, but I gotta show my Dukes the Krillin mix that's Thrift Beast made for Tracy's channel. It's hilarious. My Dukes is a fan of Krillin's. All right, so today we're going to break down sourcing because I thought this would be a good. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, brother? I thought this would be a good topic to have for since the country is beginning to reopen up as far as, thrift stores, yard sales, and things like that. I thought this would be a good interactive chat between us and the chat, going over, breaking down how people source and what places are best for sourcing. We're not echoing right now, are we?
Not to me.
It sounds like it.
Oh, so yeah, my dude. So Krillin be using the Scotch tape to tape the paper labels to his poly bags. It's pretty funny. And he be selling a lot of suits. So this is the video to watch later. So he be selling a lot of suits, and he takes the suits and he folds the suits up and then puts them in a thank you bag from the carryout.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for your business. I found a bunch of those.
That's what I told him the other day. I was like, yo, I got a whole bunch of thank you bags for you for shipping if you want to see them. My man Sam Dapper Tiger's in the building. He just had a premiere for a new video, I think. I thought the notification right before we went live. So make sure y'all head over there and check that out afterwards. But yeah, so we went. If you haven't seen our latest video, I found a yard sale this Saturday. It was my first yard sale of the season. I don't even know if you're allowed to have yard sales here in Maryland yet or not. Yeah.
I mean, they're not part of the.
What?
Oh, okay.
It's not part of the official.
Yard sale on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you that.
Uh-huh.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. Keep going.
I feel like I'm gonna get a conversation after this.
I don't think it's part of an official yes or no thing. I just think it's the guidelines. It's just like people are able to, sit out at a restaurant or sit, on the beach or whatever. I mean, the activities like that. I don't think they break it down by no yard sales, no barbecues, no. There's just guidelines for handling this, and then you can do it just like that first yard sale you saw when people had to keep the distance and wear the face masks, and that's all you do. I'm sure they're opening up yard sales. It's just that a lot of people are saying, how can I do a yard sale like that? But they'll find a way.
I mean, it's fine. It's just like when we went to the flea market. We went to the flea market the weekend before that, and it was totally different. Very different than any flea market we've ever been to, right?
Yeah.
And but it's going to be the new normal, you know? So I hear that sound in your background, Ma. Nah, you good.
Sound.
Nah, you're fine. So when it comes to yard sales, what do you think is the best thing to find at yard sales as far as reselling goes?
Me
Yeah, you.
or
You
anybody?
first.
I thought
Everybody,
you were
but
asking
I
everybody.
mean, everybody in the chat and you,
What do
because
I
think
think?
about it. Everybody.
The same things you've always been able to find at yard sales. Sometimes hard goods, sometimes, clothes, like that lady's getting rid of her son's clothes. I mean, a lot of people are all pent up waiting for things to open and they haven't been taking donations. So I think some people are like, screw it, I'll just put it in a yard sale, and there's a lot of people out there that are so bummed that they can't take off donations on their taxes anymore like they used to. Cone tops and beer cans.
Mhm.
So they figure out, shit, I'd rather put all my stuff in the front yard and sell it for $1 a piece than just give it to Goodwill, because you can't take a tax deduction off that as like you used to. So I think anything is good to find at a yard sale right now. You got people that have been trying to downsize and clean up. So I think that there might be a lot of really good stuff out there. And people are still dying and still doing estate sales. So
Now, see, but for me, like Josie and I have been to a slew of estate sales together. And I find it that estate sales is good to find a lot of the same items most of the time, because estate sales, sometimes we get lucky that people are collectors, right? So they have a lot of one item, whether it be, a glass collection, teapot collection, Flow Blue plate collection, anything like that. But it's like also at those times, the prices can get kind of outrageous. Like how many times have we actually been to an estate sale on the first day and like walked out with like a lot of stuff?
No, it's not.
no, everybody waits till that third day.
Exactly. We waited.
But now they're doing some estate sales online, and I saw one that I thought, I'm just checking it out. And there was already things sold. I think they asked people to, if they're interested in something, you have to message them, and then they'll tell you this is still available and you can have it at this price. I don't think they do I don't know about this this estate sale in particular, but I'm guessing they weren't going to do the 3-day price drop. And I looked at people had literally bought a lot of several things that already had sold across because they were doing a virtual one. They weren't letting you come in the house of the estate sale. So,
I think I saw that one. Was it in like Bethesda or something like that?
Yeah, yard sales are going to be the same. Just do the social distancing, but estate sales, I think, a lot of them are going to be virtual.
Okay.
Now, I mean, like at yard sales, like for example, the yard sale that I went to on Saturday, that woman was like, you're always going to come across these people at yard sales that are like, but you see the price and you look at it, or you ask them what the price is, like, how much do you want for this? And then like they tell you like an amount, and then you put it down and they're like, if you look it up on eBay, like you're going to always get those type of people. And like, I feel them, they're trying to make their buck, but like, if somebody's going to, that's why like when my Dukes be having yard sales, right? And she's like, you can't sell your stuff at my yard sale because nobody wants to come to my yard sale to spend, the money that I'm asking for my pieces when we sell that at Georgetown Flea Market,
Yeah, I got one guy who just said, your prices are too high on these things over here. That was the one day,
And that's another interesting point, because you can, most of the time, like I'm assuming everybody uses estatesales.net. So it's like when you look on estatesales.net, most of the time it'll tell you if it's privately run or not. Like that one estate sale that Josie and I went to. You know which one I'm talking about?
I remember.
The Wade.
Oh yeah, that was nice. A box, a huge box full of Wade.
Well, that was an interesting thing. we talk about that, I was just going to say to Kelly that she says she went to a warehouse sale at a local estate auction place on Saturday. Did they let you go? Were there people in there and were they wearing masks, or was it like a regular auction place? Did they hold it like a regular auction?
So this is before COVID. Like
No. She was asking.
I was asking Kelly because she said she thought she picked up some plates that she believed were uranium glass. She said she went to a warehouse sale at a local estate auction place, and I'm wondering, did they run it like they used to run it before the quarantining?
Okay.
See, that's what I'm hoping, that if they will open up the estate, the auction house in Laurel, I'm just wondering how they would be able to do it.
And you know what's crazy is that right before they closed that down, the next auction that was about ready to happen at the Laurel auction house was full of jadeite.
Wow. And
I was like super stoked for it. And I don't know when it's going to open back up. I'm still kind of waiting to see.
Yeah,
so.
Can you call them, or they have a website or anything you can email?
I think they have a website. Here goes Kelly's answer.
So I was like going to a thrift store. Oh, that's interesting, Kelly.
Okay, let's see. It says next auction is an absentee auction. June 1st, 10 a.m. to June 5th, 4 p.m.
Well, you missed the boat. Today's June 1st. Yeah.
Oh, but this is like furniture and all that stuff. This isn't.
They're not doing jadeite? Maybe they do that day by day. They'll let you see what it is. You must have to check in every day to see what they're auctioning. But like Harry said, if a family runs it, yeah, I think you get hosed sometimes. But it depends on how knowledgeable the family. You get hosed by estate sales. They were way too high. But you've got the picture was so bad I couldn't tell it how to handle. But then it depends on how desperate they are. I mean, people use that term estate sale pretty loosely. I mean, like you guys were saying when you went to that, the nephews came up from Florida. All they knew was what they liked.
That's the one that we were talking about.
They were wrapping the stuff you bought in tablecloths. When they ran out of paper, they'd start taking table runners and tablecloths. And I got a couple when I helped them unpack, I found a couple of cute little tablecloths. I turned around and sold them at a yard sale. But yeah, estate sales, moving sales, I've heard, don't ever call it a downsizing sale because they really think you're desperate.
And that you're going to
moving. I've heard some people that used to love estate sales will tell me that they don't call them that anymore. They call them moving sales. They get more money at a moving sale than they do if you label it an estate sale.
I just sold a golf club.
Which one? From the first free bag, or is this the one you just
first free bag? I sold a pitching wedge. So, I mean, like, that's the thing though too. It's just like, for me, I'm always trying to figure out, everybody's location is going to be different. So, like,
where does Kelly live?
Kelly, where do you live? What part? She has some crazy dope thrift stores I see in her videos. And just in case anybody asks or hasn't seen, Andy Someta did an interview on OBX's channel with the fellas, Sam, Eric, and Jacob. It was actually pretty dope. So I suggest everybody checks that out. But what I was going to say is that she says she's in the Houston area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, where we live, like I always see a lot of people source at the Goodwill bins, for example. We don't have bins.
We just have stores. We have Goodwill stores.
Yeah, and the Goodwill stores around here are not that
not so hot.
Not so good.
They
Salvation Army, not so good.
Clothing.
But you did find one Salvation Army, didn't you, Timothy?
Although there was one Salvation Army, we got tons of Canon printer cartridges.
Yeah, the Salvation Army on Kenilworth.
Yeah. It's
we
just
got some
really
good
hit or miss. It's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
So it's like you always have to kind of like change what you're looking for depending upon where you're going, where you live, all those sort of things.
Exactly.
So but like for me, I'm trying to like help people understand, the best way to get the bargains on the glass and the china. And I feel like that's the thing. So for example, like I used to do really well on Shop Goodwill. Do you remember that stretch that I went on? This was like, what was that? Like 2 years almost.
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
A little bit more so
getting
last year.
You were getting packages every day from Shop Goodwill because you were getting some good deals.
And like, but now it's nearly impossible for me to find anything like Pyrex, glass, china on Shop Goodwill because the collectors have found out about it.
Yeah. See, I belong to a couple of sites like Vintage Collectors and Thrift Store Collectors, and every one of them says, "Oh, you got to go. Hey, Natural World, you got to go to Shop Goodwill because they got great stuff." So the collectors get on there and they know what they're looking for. Between the collectors and the dealers, it's through the roof.
Through the roof. And it's like I see a bunch of other resellers that talk about how they source from the online auctions. I've only done the online auctions since we've been in lockdown. I went to that one pickup, in Virginia, and that was it. It's like,
well, that's the only one you were able to win. I mean, it was saturated with a lot of individuals that were interested in sourcing and finding things to sell. If you can't go anywhere, all you have is the internet. That's the only place you could find any goods.
Yeah, so it's tough to find because I feel like with collectors, you're gonna have more of. So what we sell, obviously we sell everything now, but like what we started selling originally, with the antiques and the vintage collectibles, like it's a lot more competitive at the estate sales and online auctions, because an online auction, especially now the online auctions that ship, it's like somebody who's a collector in Montana who can't find Fenton glass is finding it there, and like they're paying up for it because that's the only place that they can find it. So like, and then when you go to the thrift stores, you have to deal with other resellers.
Yeah.
Well, the only way you're going to find out how good or how bad it is going to be when you just can hit the road again to the thrift stores. And you see, it's really convenient for Tim when he goes to the post office because we have this Lighthouse for the Blind thrift store that's, gotten, and I'm seeing on my collector sites that they're getting really stoked because they're going to their Goodwill store. And one lady today posted a picture. She said, "Boy, it was loaded. Look what I got." She got furniture, she got glassware, she got everything. And it was some nice furniture she picked up. Nice little whatnot tables and everything. So there's places I think that once they start taking the donations and they start putting it all out again, I think that you're going to see the bums rush in the beginning because there's going to be a lot. But it just all depends on where you live. Because the places you can source are your thrift stores, your charity shops, or yard sales, or Facebook online marketplace, or somebody in your family gives you a bunch of stuff that they don't want a cut of, or your friend gives you some stuff like, "I don't want a cut of this, just get rid of it for me. It's for you," whatever. I mean, those are your sources on online auctions.
Yeah, and so like for me, I think that it's very like if you only go to Goodwills, it's super difficult to find uranium glass and Pyrex and stuff like that because Goodwill is taking all of that stuff and putting it online for the auctions.
Yeah.
And then like it's impossible. Like the thing that like boggles my mind is I'm like, these people are when I look at the bids on some of this stuff, like they're paying more money for the Shop Goodwill Pyrex bowl than I'm selling for it on my Etsy store.
True.
I don't understand it.
Well, they want it bad enough. My honey hole near me is getting crazy stuff. They never stop. Well, ours stop.
Cernock, are your thrift stores are open in West Virginia already? So who in the chat has thrift stores already open?
Or thrift stores that never closed.
Because right now there's none. I mean, there's two thrift stores in Virginia that are open, and one second app store that I go to that's in no, not that one, the other one, the one that I go to when I go to pick up the stuff that I won from the auctions on Goodwill. It's in Forestville. Yeah, but though they're doing it, but they're only allowing between 5 and 10 people inside the store at a time.
Wow.
So
you know how long it takes us to shop.
I do.
And so imagine 5 to 10 people. That would take forever for you to get inside.
Well, like I said, it'll be interesting. You're not going to know till they open up.
So Michelle's are open. Oh, they opened up in Delaware today, huh?
Tim, are you going to take a trip?
Australia's already open.
Jeez.
They started opening last week in Canada, but not all of them. Nothing in LA. See, LA, you're kind of like how we are in DC. Like the major cities is just like it's impossible. True. Kelly's in Houston started opening in the beginning of May. OBX picker down in Carolina, wide open. Whoa. Lynn, where are you at? And then he's different scheduled, but open here in North Carolina.
Yeah, there's a place in North Carolina that I get notifications from. It's called Wayne's Attic. And it's in my parents' hometown in Burlington, North Carolina. Can't put the honey.
16th over in UK. She's in Washington State, so yeah, they were like one of the first. The first to get hit. Harry said, "Are you used to kill it on Craigslist?" Matter of fact, I just sent out a text. There's a house in town next to me that has an indoor yard sale going on all week. Ooh. See, I don't know, Harry. You got some sort of voodoo going on over there, Harry. Because every time I turn around, Harry's getting something. I gotta show you, my Dukes. Harry picked up a Roseville vase, but he thinks it's a fake.
Wait, why is it? How would you know it's a fake? What's wrong with it?
I mean, so with Roseville, you can kind of tell on the bottom, like where the marking is. Like my Duke's got one.
I got my fake right here. Hold on. It's right on I don't care if it's fake. I love the colors.
I don't care.
Look, Harry's going to Goodwill right now, man.
Is this not Harry's going to Goodwill later? Okay, look at this. Oh, snipes here. Hold on.
I'll make you.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Is it coming out of the pot or is it just written on?
Bring
the pot?
It more to the middle.
It feels raised. I mean, you can feel it.
But see, on hers, there's no number. Usually on the Roseville, they'll have a number on the bottom of it with the signature. But Roseville they were making fakes of Roseville, but it's pretty.
I love the colors. Love them. I don't care if it's fake. That's what when we tried to find it, look it up, Timothy said there were no colors like this that were. I belong to the Roseville Club, and I've never seen anything like that. And I've seen a lot of really pretty stuff, though. Not club, but collectors. Not club. I never knew about Roseville, but I like it now. I like the matte finish.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, if I go to that thrift store, it might be dope. Because think about this. If they're only letting 5 people in at a time, like imagine if you're in a huge thrift store and there's only 5 of you in there. Like you could
have to elbow your way over to the.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Well, you guys could both go and split up. You know? Timothy had for the caps. I got mine 2 letters from the straight up and down, and the R is wrong. Shit. Is that what it's supposed to look like? The way they do the R, and it goes underneath. Let's see.
Look at you, Thrift Beast, getting some Pyrex in Canada.
Huh.
I must have bought a lot of the same person you did the same signing.
Huh.
Roseville is tough because they make a lot of fakes. But the thing is so with Harry's piece, that's that's a really like intricate fake because the number on the vase matches a real number of a Roseville piece. The shape matches a real shape of a Roseville piece.
But is the numbering wrong to the item?
So it says Roseville, right? Like you're reading it right side, right? But the number is upside down. So like you have to turn it around to see the number. So like that's the only thing that made me think that it might be a fake. Because at first I looked at the number and I'm looking at the Roseville pattern based on the number of Harry's vase, and I'm like, Harry might have a real Roseville. And I've seen some of those Roseville vases. So I've seen the exact same one that Harry has with the mirrored writing. So Roseville written one way and the
other
numbers being upside down. I saw an exact same piece like that sell online for like $200, which is what's crazy. She said no one was counting people at my Goodwill. It's supposed to be like only 25% capacity.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a free-for-all.
When is our Goodwill going to open up? We have one not too far from us.
Which one? The one here in South Dakota
Street
Ave?
Yes, Costco.
Well, DC is under phase 1 right now, right?
And a curfew.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is we're fighting a curfew now.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. You have to be inside by in DC tonight and tomorrow. But I mean, I can't imagine that lasting for too much longer, right? What do you think?
I mean, we're in the situation already. I don't put anything past anything.
Yeah.
So that's it. Well, Tim will source without me. I have to work.
Yeah. Josie, can you not sit back like that and burn the back of my head with your eyeballs? Okay. So we don't necessarily we don't have Savers. We have Unique and Value Village, which are the same.
We used to have Savers.
They're the same company, all 3 of them.
But we used to have Savers.
We're in the same boat as you, April.
Oh my gosh. Also, Natural Girl, I wanted to tell you that I didn't get to finish Lovebirds.
Yeah, I told her.
I fell asleep. Okay. I fell asleep and I felt so bad, but we are going to finish it tonight.
Are we?
Yes, we are. I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and I'm going to finish it.
Because I got to do some listening.
And I'm going to finish it.
But like, okay. She said my husband has no interest in sourcing. It's my me time. And I'll tell you that's the truth though. That like
I love sourcing and then keeping it for myself.
I'm gonna be honest.
You've never been to Potomac.
I don't think I've ever been to Potomac Mills. Where's Potomac Mills?
You've never been to Potomac
Mills?
You've been to Potomac Mills.
There's a Savers in Baltimore.
Yeah.
On Ritchie Highway. Is that the one? But see, like I'm talking about, like in my like vicinity driving, like
whatever. Baltimore is only an hour away. It's not like you
less
drive
than
like 3
that.
hours away.
30 minutes to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait until this COVID situation is over and we can all have a party, a sourcing party. I think we should all choose a location and we all just meet up and
everybody is making fun of me. I've never been to Potomac Mills.
He has. There's no way you've never been to Potomac Mills.
That's like an outlet mall, right?
Yeah.
Nah. Where it's in Virginia or Potomac?
Potomac Mills is in Virginia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't never been out there.
Yeah, we don't do Virginia that much. That's a long way. and to become mills for us.
But nah, there's the I'll tell you the one thrift store that I want to go back to.
Thrifting is my cardio. So dapper.
Yo, for real though, thrifting be my
Yes,
thrifting is
absolutely.
like my
Your you time.
Gambling.
no.
Oh, you said it, not me.
It's my like my stress relief, my therapy.
Therapy. Yeah, that's it. Therapy. Let's call it therapy.
But see, this is the thing. Okay, so this is a good thing that Kelly brings up. She says, I'm bad about staying at least 2 hours in one Goodwill, hitting all the different areas. So when I used to, before I expanded, when I used to just sell on Etsy, I could go in a thrift store and be out in like 20 minutes. Bless you.
You didn't know what you were looking for.
Well, I knew what I was looking for.
But like you didn't know what
that's before you were looking. That's before you look for hard goods and clothes.
So now
you were in and out.
Now I'm the one asking if we could leave now after like the third hour. I'm like, I'm ready to go.
I know.
Spend 3 hours in there easily, each store.
But see, this is the thing. Is like now I know. I'm like, yo, dude, you can find hats, clothes, shoes, Pyrex, uranium glass, remote controls, plush video games. I still haven't bought no plush. Don't even get me started. At one time I was looking at women's jeans. It took me.
How many of those have you got left?
One pair. It took me 2 hours just to look through the rack of women's jeans.
Yeah. But that's because you're looking at quality, right? Or brand name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a long night after the Laurel. They had a huge thrifty there.
Oh yeah. And we
blew huge. You spent half an hour just in the men's clothes. Hats and men's clothes. That's where we found that Murano.
Night, David. Yeah, and that was a great bargain. We got that Murano vase for like, what was it, like $4.99?
$4.99, and you sold it for what?
$115.
Yeah, it was stuck in the, kind of pushed back, and they were having slim pickings.
I have another question for everybody in the chat. Is there a specific time that you go to the thrift store? Like, do you go right when they first open? Do you go in the middle of the day? Do you go at nighttime? Or do you go and wait around for them to bring more stuff out? Like, what's everybody's like breakdown on that?
Is there like a standard time where people bring out?
Hello, Nick and Andrea. Hey.
I would expect like midday start bringing stuff out.
Anytime. Yeah.
Because I know that when I go there, there's like the one thrift store that we go to. Mm-hmm. There's these dudes that literally are in there all day long.
Just waiting.
Just waiting. And then they all like get together and they start chatting about their war stories and stuff.
Tim, that was
we go whenever it fits in with what we're doing. And see, that's kind of the way that I've
You're used to do that.
Yeah.
Tuesdays was senior day, or you want to be there when they start on a Monday. They start rolling out all the stuff they got over the weekend. Oh, Tommy's brings carts out throughout the day, but to bring the most out 30 minutes before close. See, you want to snag those carts before some of them ladies start throwing that shit on the shelf and cracking it and breaking it.
Yes. Yes. You're absolutely. It pains me to just hear the clinking and the clacking, you're just like, does this person not understand that someone would potentially want to purchase this item if it's intact? And they're like,
oh Jesus, Josie, what's it? It's a big old block of ice in there.
I forgot.
So she thought this was just regular water, but it's an ice block. Jim and Eddie.
Well, I would think, like Junk Girl Patty said, that, usually mid-morning. They don't open until 10 now. Oh, yeah. Where I want to go, and I'm sorry that I stopped going. I want to go to that there's an animal shelter one.
But
They're
out
expensive.
where?
They're
You talking about the
expensive.
one in Rockville, right? But
Yeah, on Goody.
they're
Yeah.
so expensive.
I know, but they have some fabulous stuff.
They do. And the best pieces, they know what the best pieces are, and they usually keep it in the shelves, the glass shelves. Do you know which ones are behind the counter? They know.
See, like Tommy said, the people that make rounds in one town all day, store after another, and then sell the flea market. See, that's the way yard sales are. Like I see our yard sale and estate sales. I see the same people all the time. They and they just like roam around.
They always remember Tim, and they always forget about me. It's like I've met the person like 3 times, and I'm just like, nice to meet you. And under my breath, I'm like, again.
So the Nick and Andrea say that the car boot sales are going to be opening back up this weekend. So for Nick, and they say it's going to be weird. Josie and I went to our flea market, which is basically a car boot. Not our flea market. We drove across state lines to Pennsylvania to go to the flea market, and it was definitely, I don't know if I would say weird.
It was for me.
It was weird, yeah.
Different. It was very different.
It was definitely very different.
But it was.
They kept announcing to use your sanitizer. They had a place in the middle of the thing, right, where you could get hand sanitizer.
It was. I mean, it's just for me. It's the comfort level is also super difficult because you can't use your phone technically. I mean, you could if you're gonna detox it by when you get back to the car. But like, you use your phone so much for comping, right? So like, that's one of the other things too, is like when I go back to the thrift store, I'm going to wear gloves and a mask, even, probably for months.
Yeah. But the rule is once you start touching items, that are being sold, you shouldn't be touching your phone. You shouldn't touch anything that you would usually put up against your face. As soon as we get there, Tim's like, "Oh, I need to check this price," and I'm like,
"Yeah." He says, "Long later with thrift stores."
That's what Josie and I do usually. We make a day of it, and we go to as many stores or antique malls, and then we try to find somewhere new to eat. That's interesting.
Literally the whole day. We go somewhere new for breakfast. We go shop. We go somewhere new for lunch, and we shop again, and then it's time for a nap. That's the day.
See, look, this is how it is. That's how the Goodwill is in Colombia. It's like all the home goods and stuff like that.
They're right next to a shopping mall, and I swear to God, not even home goods. It's Ross for Less, Marshalls, and something else. And they just wheel that crap over. It's the same stuff that's cheaper. Yeah. I was real disappointed. I thought Columbia, Maryland was going to have a really hot Goodwill store, and it was nothing old. There was nothing there that wasn't something you couldn't get at Ross's.
So to answer your question, Nick, yeah, I mean, it was our first time at that particular flea market, but I'd say there was well over 100 vendors, right? Yes. Yeah, definitely the sellers were out because I'm pretty sure, a lot of people that sell at flea markets or car boots, they rely on that money as their main source of income, especially in these smaller towns where, the cost of living is a little bit cheaper. So I think they're as eager to sell as we are to buy, for sure. And I want to give a shout out to Tracy because she stole my line. She's listening from the motorcade. I put my phone in a waterproof bag.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And so Kelly, with the gloves are cross-contaminating, so I sanitize my gloves. Like I hand sanitize my gloves. I'll always. Anytime before I take my gloves off of my hand, I sanitize them like my hands, and then I sanitize my hands like
Now Tommy's asking, do we have the store that gets donated building materials and stuff from Lowe's?
Habitat for Home.
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity, yeah.
And also Forklift.
Community Forklift. But Community Forklift is more of a
builders donate stuff.
It's larger items. Like you don't really find like the small stuff. But Habitat for Humanity, you'd be surprised at some of the things that you find there. I found those George's Briard glasses for $1 a piece, and I sold them for like $150. Those Christmas glasses. They were brand new.
Wow.
Christmas glasses. But yeah, Habitat for Humanity is what it's called. So we rely on average families having to clear it out rather than dealers. So
Okay, we'll have to find out what happens for you this weekend there, because I'd be interested to know.
yeah. See, and that's the difference, though. I would imagine with I wonder how much of the differences and similarities of car boots and flea markets are, because in general terms, they're the idea wise are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Just it's a big field or a parking lot, and people pull up in their cars, their trucks, their vans, and they pull that stuff out and they sell it.
Yeah.
But typically, a lot of these people are dealers. But what we noticed, there's a few people in the Pennsylvania flea market that we went to, and we went to it because I knew that Crazy Lamp Lady goes there, and I always see her videos, and I just see the things that she passes up, and I'm just like, those people, they do house clean outs. So they don't care what they want to, just get rid of the stuff, because in essence they basically got it for free. So they're like, I'm just trying to get
dealing.
And see, so right before everything shut down, I started going there looking for things like that, and I didn't find anything like faucets. Well, I did, but they didn't comp out well. But I did find like door hinges, and what was those other things I sold recently? The window, they were like window bars or something like that.
Window bar.
Knobs?
I don't know.
Yeah, they have doorknobs.
Mm-hmm.
They were like I can't remember what they were called, but yeah, I bought it for $1.29, and it sold for like $30. And so I guess that's because they don't. I remember listening to you guys. I think it was like last week, and they don't really do yard sales in the UK. So I guess that's why there's more of those families clearing stuff out at car boots, as opposed to, because they don't do many yard sales over there.
Now, you know what reminds me of car boot sales is at the Gaithersburg Fairgrounds. Remember that? You went with me once when Sylvia set up there.
I didn't go with you, but I've been there before.
Oh, I thought you were doing Sylvia set up there. And they had stuff out the back of their car. And clothes, a lot of clothes. Like one weekend, Sylvia scored huge on clothes. Sold everything she had. But there's a lot of people there that are selling hard goods and stuff like that. And they got good food there, though. I wonder if they're going to set up and do social distancing. I should call Sylvia, because she talks to the guy that runs it. Wayne.
What you mean? They don't have yards in England?
No, it's more like cobblestone kind of courtyard opening.
But what do you do? What do you guys do? Go to like a parking lot thing down by I'm trying to remember where I went when I went to the car boot sale when I was over there. It was like a ginormous parking lot, and they set up there. Because how much can you put in the back of your car, trunk of your car?
I don't know. I need the U-Haul van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's the other thing. Do you think
Tommy?
Oh, you just saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Good point.
Can't do yours without yours. Well, yeah, I got signs that say garage sale, but they ain't garage sales. It's my yard sale. I've never done I haven't done a garage sale. Oh, yeah. Companies have a lockdown.
Really? Oh.
I was looking for something I bought. Where were we? We were in one of those big old parking lots, and it wasn't exactly a boot sale. It just looked like a giant flea market. I got the prettiest letter opener and matching bowl there.
A bowl and a letter opener that match?
Yeah. Hold on, I'll find them. on.
Oh, okay. So there's this show that I watched on BBC. I think it was called what was it called? Bargain Hunt? Is that what it was called?
I didn't watch it with you.
It was when I think it was called Bargain. I think it was called Bargain Hunt. And they were like in typically they're in the UK, but they were doing like these special ones in France. And so I think there's some like really crazy markets. Like I would love to do some like world traveling flea markets. Italy, France, Spain, Hungary, Czechoslovakia. See? I knew I wasn't tripping. They got yards. You remember that show? Yeah. That's called the French Connection, Tim. What's called the French Connection? The show? Lainey!
Hello.
How you doing, Lainey?
All right. Show and tell. It's made by a man named David Hilton. It says David Hilton, England. Okay, here's my letter opener.
Okay.
There's the letter opener. And there's my bowl that I got made by David Hilton.
And they're both signed?
The bowl is signed. It's got DH on the bottom of the bowl.
I can't see it.
I know. To the middle, to the window, to the wall. There you go.
DA.
There you go. DH for David Hilton. And then the letter opener has David Hilton England on it. Does that work? There you go. David Hilton, England.
Nice.
And you got those in
at a flea market in London.
A flea market in London.
Nice.
Yeah.
That and the pattern matches?
Yeah, I bought them together from the same seller.
And you sure that that's a letter opener and not like a cheese knife or something?
That's a letter opener.
Look at how it's
a letter opener.
Look at it.
That's what he told me it was. I don't know if it was David himself.
Be confident. You are right. Yes.
I used to collect letter openers too.
But the reason why I asked is because like this kind of like I'd understand if it was like a letter opener and like an inkwell or a bowl and
this is a big bowl. You would like put like nuts or candy or something in it.
But I've never seen a matching pattern on a letter opener and a bowl.
You probably had more stuff that was that pattern, but for some reason I said, "Ooh, I'm collecting letter openers. I'll take this," and I just love the bowl. So yeah, you should have seen us coming back from that trip.
How'd you guys get everything back?
Strapped to our bodies. I don't remember if we mailed anything back, but that's where I got that Wade figure that had my name on it, Kathleen. I got that in England in a little shop. I don't remember what we got in Scotland, but we tore it up in England. It was Scotland. We got a lot of cute stuff too.
And you sure? How do you spell it? Is David Hilton?
Hilton, like Hilton Hotels. He's just probably like a local artist or something,
Yeah.
and he sat up there. And I mean, it's not like I could have bought it at Harrods or something like that.
It's funny. There's a David Hilton of France. It's the same pattern, butter and cheese knife.
But show me. Oh, you can't show me. You're looking it up on the cheese knife. Should probably go squirrel up and have.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks like a cheese
thing to pick the cheese up with.
Yeah.
Jumble sale.
Okay, now that was what it's. Thank you for bringing that up for Tommy. I was trying to figure out what the difference is between a car boot and a jumble sale. A jumble, because I hear that term all the time. I guess when I watch the UK channels, is a jumble sale like a community yard sale versus what like a car boot is? A jumble sale is is one big sale in a hall. A jumble sale is exactly like your yard sales.
Okay.
Or
Interesting.
like a church bazaar. You know how they are, the church bazaars?
Yeah.
Sometimes they just go set them all up in the hall of a church.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there used to be a really good one over
Very
at
crazy.
my cousin, where my cousin's kids went to high school. Woodson? E.C. Williams, one of those schools over there in Virginia, and they used to have really, really big, like a jumbo sale.
You know, what was I gonna say? Shoot. Flipping goodies, stop by, I didn't even see that. No, but what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, shoot, that's what I really miss. Is I miss the rummage sales. The church rummage sales are where you get the best bargains. I totally forgot about that when I was thinking about all these different things to source. I think that, okay, so if you're looking for like the bargain on glass or china, is you gotta find the rummage sales. Those are clutch. That's where you find the real goods.
And also to the
Where's she going?
I don't know. But I'm trying to look up the school that my dad went to in England right now. Hold on.
Why don't you just ask him? He's not over there anymore.
No. Oh, really? What a shame.
They don't have church
Is it
sales
called, like,
in
Williamhurst?
Delaware.
What was the school again? What was the name of the school?
So that's what I really want. You know, and the other thing that's crazy to me too is I see these people are amazing. I got a 100-pound PS1 game for 25p. 25p is like 25 cents, right? That's what they in England they call p's or cents. And I remember having the most difficult time trying to when I would watch the BBC antique shows. Sometimes they say pounds and sometimes they say quids. What is that just a difference in location and like slang terminology? Yes, pence or cents. See, I'm trying to learn the ways, Nick and Andrea. So look, Harry says they have them up north. The big churches have them. I just seen Craigslist this weekend. I seen a couple community yard sales already posted this weekend. It's going to be outstanding. I feel it. Harry is super stoked. So yeah, a pound is a quid, like a buck. Okay. The same thing, just slang. Okay. So, and then they always, the other phrase they always use too is they say, would you take a tenner for it? I like that one. I want to use that here. How about a tenner? I don't know. I just feel like it's like a cool way of saying $10. What's going on, Rich? How you doing, brother? See, I don't know how long it's gonna take because where I live in, tenner is 10 pounds. So where I live, what's going on, Glenn? How you doing, buddy? Where I live, it's like, okay, so we're in DC, but Montgomery County and Virginia are like all like super close, like driving wise. But also in this time, it's super difficult because all these counties that are outside of DC are basically the same way as not in DC because the same as DC because they're so close to DC. So everything is shut down. So I really might have to travel to get to some yard sales. Let's see if Ma Dukes is.
I'll have the invasion of the children.
Are you back from the invasion of?
I'm back. The invasion of the children. Oh, she lives in Montgomery County in Texas. Yeah.
He says I'll be running out Friday morning. I'm off. 2 drink minimum Thursday. Friday morning yard sale. So I've never seen a Friday yard sale in my entire life.
Yeah.
We only have estate sales starting on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to the weekend. Yeah.
We have Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday yard sales.
Yeah, we are officially, our curfew's at 7:00 right now, but that's only running through till tomorrow for now.
Now you have to stay at Josie's. You can't go back out again to go to your place.
No.
Okay.
So the Subaki hat hasn't been listed yet, Glenn. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I just I have to do a little restoration to that hat because of the foam on the inside has deteriorated. So once I finish the restoration, I'll let you know, Glenn, before I list it, and obviously I'll give you that friends and family discount. But I was organizing the hats last night based upon like the level of restoration and colors. So I saw it and I was like, I remember it. Don't worry, I won't forget about you, Glenn. I promise, buddy.
I don't know what the squeeze is.
Look at this.
5.
5 pounds, 10 is 10 scores, 20 a pony, 25 bullseyes, 50 a tons. Huh, look at that.
A monkey. A monkey.
That's super interesting.
That's cool.
That's the breakdown right there. I'll have to keep that in my phone for when I go to the car boot. And
I hope you're not picking. I mean, I really hope you're not kidding about the monkey. I'm going to use that. Tim, I need a monkey.
what?
A monkey.
Oh no! Nah. I was like, "What? You just got a dog?" And then I realized she wanted $500. Nah. Cecil County is not too far from us.
Yeah.
Cecil County, a town called Chesapeake City, is claiming yard sale. What do you mean claiming yard sale? Explain, Harry. That's the score.
Madux, are you okay with all the
Yeah, I hate kids.
No.
You see what me and my sister did to my mom? You don't hate kids.
I don't hate. I mean, I like my kids, but
She just don't want them stealing all her rocks.
I don't want them crawling all over my house and rummaging through the refrigerator and all that. I liked all your friends when you were little. When you guys were little, you had fun friends. But I mean, we're talking about a third generation here. I'm also 68, and
she's burnt.
I'm over it.
She's over it.
Over it.
So, what do you think? Did you and Dad used to ever go to thrift stores at all when you guys were collecting and reselling?
No, we had so many really good, like up in downtown Silver Spring, which has all been what do you call it when they gentrify it or redo it? I had.
Before you continue, I have to say something.
Markets.
Justin, they're selling Dunkaroos at 7-Eleven right now.
Dunkaroos, remember those?
Yeah.
When you guys were kids, you would eat those. But no, we always had really great flea markets. We had in Burtonsville by the Amish market. They had fabulous flea markets. In downtown Silver Spring on Pershing Drive, which is now all a parking lot. And they had really good flea markets. We bought and we sold there. And that's where we got it. That's where we did it all. We didn't have thrift stores. We had Goodwill and Salvation Army. How long? I don't know how long Unique Thrift has been there. But
didn't it used to be a veterans thrift store?
No, we didn't have thrift
veterans.
I
thought you told me that the Unique used to be a thrift store for veterans.
Well, it was a Vietnam veterans ran it. It was a Vietnam veterans ran that store.
Okay.
I don't know if they still do. I don't know if Purple Heart's in charge of it now. I don't know who's in charge of it, but it was It was Vietnam veterans when they first started. It was Vietnam vets.
Okay.
All right, so maybe I'll go to Delaware Friday morning. There's massive amounts of cornfields in Delaware when we drive through there to go to Ocean City. So wait, but what part of Delaware? There's some parts of Delaware that are like an hour away, right?
Yeah. Look, instead of going off towards 50, going off towards Ocean City, you just keep going straight to Delaware. There's some really cute places on the way through there in some of the small towns.
Because I would love to see some real yard sale action. Like there is nothing being. I was surprised that I even found that yard sale on Saturday. But that's why I always roll with the gloves and the mask in the car just in case. Why you give me that? What's that face?
Timothy, have you ever been to the opportunity shop there and behind the farmers market in Bethesda? Resellers are us. Company slang. What are our slang terms? Benjamins?
Well,
all about the Benjamins.
How about the cheddar?
Bread is money.
Guac.
That's your brother's generation. All right, Harry. I'm not 100% sure, but I might head to
Where you going?
Delaware Friday morning and do yard sales.
It's news to me.
I just said it, but you was in your phone.
You'll be working, Josie. You got to work Friday.
I mean, yeah, but still didn't know about it.
I just said it. You was in your phone. I said it like 10 seconds ago. I mean, because this is the thing, is that Harry finds the stuff that I need. Dosh or Dosh?
Dosh, that's a good one.
Moolah. Like moolah?
Yeah, moolah.
Man. I remember when when all those Cockney English movies became super popular in America for that, I guess you'd say like the late 90s. What was that? Who was making those movies? Guy Ritchie? Was it Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? And there was a whole bunch of those. You alive over there, Ma?
Yeah.
You're terrible. Reading the chat.
Clay's closet. Harry seemingly only finds gold. Yeah, Harry's something else, isn't he?
It's amazing to me. Like, do you know?
Hey, who Harry reminds me of? Aunt Vicky. She could find stuff like, damn, she was good.
That was the other one, Snatch.
Snatch what?
There was a whole run of those type of movies. Like those English Cockney movies that were coming out in the late 90s.
Chesapeake City. That's like
when you ask me, have I seen them? And I'll say no, I have not.
You've never seen Snatch?
Tim, I've never seen Snatch.
You never seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
I've never seen that movie either.
Ay, que hizo. Wait, okay. So Chesapeake City is outside of but what we need, Harry, is I need you to tell me what part of Delaware has Friday yard sales. I've never been to a yard sale on a Friday. They just don't exist out here. I feel like that sometimes too. Like I'm pretty proud of my findings, right?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I mean, I don't really bring home too many dogs anymore these days.
Yeah, it used to be like every day there would be like a bin full of stuff, and it's like 5 other bins that are full of stuff, and you're like, when are you gonna start listing things? Like, you can't keep accumulating stuff. And then Madus will be like, I can't move. There's no space.
But Josie, tell everybody how nice I got the space.
He did fix up. He did work on the basement. But the hardest part is the garage, man. I get it all cleaned up, and the next thing I know, it's like that rack there hanging with the jackets that he's airing out. He's got 3 boxes of hats, and then I go up to my friend's house and get boxes, and then we have to find a place to put them.
I was telling Josie we hit a couple of package shipping speed bumps today.
Oh yeah, man! I thought we were doomed. For some reason, the boxes he had a large Pyrex bowl that we were sure would fit in a large priority. Nowhere near close. You ended up having to. You took a beating on that, right?
I took a well, not a. It could have been worse. It was a $9 extra than what I anticipated.
Then the tidbit tray, that was really.
But I got away on that.
Yeah, you did.
The tidbit tray was
going
not
to California,
and then it was going to California. First of all, that was my fault because I've been doing free shipping on Mercari, right? So, but I've been adding, if it's like a hard good thing, I add like $15 as long as I feel like I can fit it within nothing bigger than a 12 by 12 by 12. Okay. I thought the tidbit tray would fit in a 12 by 12 by 12 box, but it wasn't. It's difficult because a tidbit tray or a sandwich server, you have the tray and then it has the handle in the middle. So, like, making sure you get all of that. Thanks, Nightlife, for stopping by, buddy. Bye. But, like, so you kind of have to, like, the bubble wrap has to be done a certain way. Okay. So, like, Ma Dukes was like, nah, it's not fitting in that box. I'm like, oh, my goodness, this is going to California. So, at that point, I'm just like, all right, we'll put it in this huge Amazon box, which was like 17 and a half by 14 and a half by 10 and a half. What are you laughing at, Mom?
I'm laughing at Harry. My hot streak came to an end with that Roseville. Oh, what does just in time say about hoarding? Hoarder. Here, it's painful. Who's the hoard? We're the hoard. It's just in time. You don't hoard, do you?
Polka dot boulder. What polka dot boulder? I missed that, Harry. But dang, what was I just saying? What was it just saying?
About the Amazon box.
Oh, the Pyrex bowl. I told you, Harry. When I saw him get that Pyrex bowl, I was like, dude, you have no idea. He sold remember I showed you the video when Harry got all that Pyrex and they found the Pyrex dots bowl? He sold it for $79 plus shipping.
Colored.
It was the big one. It was the green dots, I think.
Green, okay, or orange.
And so, so see, that's the other thing too. Is that's what I do, Tommy. I do the bag and box trick, but this one was. I mean, in this case, I didn't have any 24 by 24 poly bags. So what I have done in recent times is I have what size would you say those big poly bags are, Amada?
They're not that big.
They're like I think the big poly bags I had are like, no, those are the regular size ones. The other ones I have are like 19 by 13, Tommy. And I was just cutting them in half and like basically like taping them around a box and then doing box and bag that way. But what I should do is I should order some 24 by 24 poly bags to make it do it a little bit better. And I can do it 18 by 18. Yeah. Because I have done that with a bunch of stuff before. When I sold that motorcycle bag, there's like a big bag that attached.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I had to send it to Omaha. I did a box and bag that way too. But yeah, I should probably order some of those bigger bags and make it. Yes, Frankensteining bags is what I've been doing. It was crazy. But anyways, I went to go put. Where you going? You taking a 2 and 2? So I went to go check the yeah, California is brutal. You know how, because Michelle is out here in the East Coast with us too. But like as long as you use the dimensions of the bag flat, you are fine. So all right, that's the question I have. So you use when you put the bag in the box in the bag, do you not use the dimensions of the box as the bag? So like say I have a box that's like 16 by 16 by 4. Do you and you put a poly bag over top of that 16 by 16 by 4? Don't you just use the 16 by 16 dimensions in the pirate ship when you're doing that? So I haven't been hit by the bag in the box either. I've done it multiple times and have been A-okay with it. But anyways, when I went to go put that Amazon box in the pirate ship with the uranium glass, so if I cut a 24 by 24 down to 18 by 18. No, it's the bag size. Ew, interesting. See, I was just using the box size. Okay. So use the bag size. Got you. All right. Good to know, Tommy. Tommy always coming through in the clutch. But I put the dimensions in on that tidbit tray to send to California, and it was, so if I cut it 20, okay, I get what you're saying. You use 18 by 18 on the bag rate. Got you. Okay. So I put the box in and it was said $48 to ship it to California. I was like, oh, nah, this ain't going to work. I had to cut the box open and then put it into a 12 by 12 by 10. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done some real shenanigan-y stuff when it comes to the bags and boxes. I take the poly bag and I cut it open and I tape it on one, and then I cut another poly bag and I cut it open and tape it on the other side and just kind of make it look like wrapping paper. There ain't nobody said nothing yet, but I don't want to push my luck. It is a little complicated, but it's only used in dire need situations. Like when you're sending something that is an awkward size box, like if you put it in a bag, for some reason it's cheaper. I don't understand why, but Maria's kitchen smelling good right now.
Yeah, she's hard at work right now. I can't wait for dinner in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, we won't eat dinner?
Yeah.
All right. It's all good until it's not. That's
story of life.
That's the story of my life. Nah, I don't do it often. You know, I've done it a couple of times in sticky situations. Just don't act, or you'll get fried. I know, but I know many that do it. Okay, got it.
Hush, hush.
I mean,
Hush, hush.
I didn't know. I was just like, sometimes when I get into a pickle, I start sweating pickle juice.
Ew.
And I'll start doing like, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I just kind of figure it out. You can modify a large flat rate square box 1 inch bigger by squaring it around. Oh, we're getting into shipping tricks now.
Okay. Let me try that.
Harry, are you still in here? I want to know about this Friday yard sale. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Rapid fire now. We're going into rapid fire mode. Thank you, Tommy. You make me feel a little bit better. Rapid fire mode, Mom. All right. Get in here.
Rapid
Get in
fire
here.
what?
Rapid fire. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to do. So, yard sale. What were you going to say?
I was to say to wrap up because we're going on an hour and a half here.
Yeah, that's what rapid fire is.
Wrap up. I thought you said rapid fire. I'm like, what the hell is rapid fire?
We both
Wrapping it up.
And I'm like,
Okay.
So,
All right. So, of all the sourcing options, best place to get glass, in your opinion?
My opinion, to get glass.
Now, to think about quality, profit value, and budget, like spending. Consistently, not like just like, you might get lucky at a yard sale and find a $200.
Okay, estate sales and hope your friends are downsizing, or they have a relative that passes away and they're not going to use an estate sale. They're going to tell you.
What about you, Josie? What do you think is the best?
Consistently from the experiences that I've had.
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. Kelly's right too.
I mean that profit, the third day at an estate sale, ain't nothing like it.
But now this is the thing when you
it sucks because it's like, okay, we go
it's a
the
gamble.
First day,
Third
and
day
we see all the glass and it's like, oh, we can't really make anything off of it. They know what the value is. We're gonna have to come back the third day. We come back the third day and it's like gone. But you just hope that people oversee, they just don't see it.
That's the problem, though. It's like you are gambling if you see something that you know is
But then
dope.
that's what you like, isn't it? Isn't that what you like?
I like to gamble, but I don't like to gamble like that because
you do. It's the thrill of it all. Because all you have to keep waiting, you hope, and then you get there the third day, and it's like, it's here. It was worth it. I paid 50% instead of 100%, and now you have like a profit margin that you can work with. Estate sales.
I'll tell you what, I've seen people do some shady stuff at estate sales too.
They try to hide stuff and all. I'll be looking through things like I found it.
You gotta watch those church rummage sales because sometimes the people that work it start picking out the really good shit. So.
Or even switching stickers.
Oh yeah, there's sticker switchers. There's third day hiders.
Yeah.
Like I seen this one dude, I caught him trying to put a piece of jadeite in the back of a storage locker in a garage, like behind a hose. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? I'm like, you know what's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna open up that locker and pull out that hose, and that piece of jadeite gonna fall to the ground and break, and you're gonna drive all the way back here on Sunday, and you're not gonna find it.
Yeah. And you can't always trust the people doing the sales. Like that time we had stuff. I'll never put if I go with you to an estate sale, I'll never put my stuff in the holding boxes for sold. They pinched everything. Right? I mean, we had two nice things in there. They pinched them from the sold box. And I think it was the people running the sale that did it.
I ain't never gonna let that one go.
No, I'm not. I'll be on my deathbed. Remember the estate sale, mother. No, booby traps.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what is coming. But
and I'm feeling good about that Laurel auction. I really think if they go back up again, I want to start doing that. That was a good tip from the Turkish guy.
Yeah, it was.
We didn't even know about it.
No, I didn't know about it. I'm here. I'll fill you in as the week goes on. See how many pop up. You'll know by Thursday where all of them are. All right. That means we gotta do all of Friday's
Packing
shipping.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Great.
Road trip. Yes. I hope. Yeah. Here you go.
That's right. Don't trust nobody. Anybody.
That hood just came out. My dude, she said,
It's
"Don't trust
savage
nobody."
out there. It is savage.
All right, Josie's tapping me. She's hungry. So
Why do you have to say it?
because that's what's happening. All right. Thank you guys for dealing with our shenanigans.
That's a good topic to have next time is give us all your stories about crazy stuff that's happened to you at estate sales and yard sales when people have like,
sourcing horrors.
sourcing horrors. Yeah.
That would be a good title.
Sourcing horror stories. That's the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're coming
Ooh, crab
if you're
cake.
coming to Delaware, meeting you for a crab cake. Absolutely, man.
They say it's a year for crabs in Maryland this year.
You said what, Ma?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that this year's supposed to be a really banner year for crabs in Maryland.
Yeah. We already had the crabs that Josie's mom got. What was that, last week?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, man, they were good.
They're from Annapolis.
Really good
No, they're
crabs.
from Edgewater.
Edgewater.
Yeah, they got good crabs in Edgewater.
Those good. They were expensive. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
So
Bye, guys.
thank you guys to everybody for hanging out with us.
I'm
Oh, wait.
down.
Sonny, you got the jacket? Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Is it good, Sonny?
The Cowboys jacket.
Yeah. Give me the thumbs up, Sonny.
You
I
should
hope
have
you're
seen me
happy.
packing that. I was like, laying on it to squeeze the air out.
It's so puffy. I cleaned it like 8 times. I hope you know.
Oh, he didn't open it yet.
Oh,
All right. Well, when you open it, let us know, man. Hopefully everything's good.
Yeah.
But we love you, Sonny.
Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Down
We'll
pat.
see you guys next week. Dang, mom,
She's out.
she got it down pat
She's
now.
out. Now it's your turn because it's taking too long and I'm ready to eat, okay? And out. Did we do it yet?
No.
Oh, dang.